The famous Portland stone has been quarried for 2,000 years. Right up until the 19th century, including the time when stone was taken for St Paul's Cathedral and other great buildings, all the stone came from the cliff edges. Only in more recent times have quarries broken into the ancient plateau fields of the island. The first attempt to limit the impact of quarrying on the environment of this small island was made in 1950, when the Portland and Dorset councils attempted to impose conditions on a huge planning application. The all-powerful stone firms got together to make an application under the new Town and Country Planning Act of 1947. They didn't want conditions being imposed, and they appealed. The government of the day overruled the local planners on the basis that Portland stone was needed for the nation, and so gave virtually unconditional consent for vast areas of Portland to be dug up. This effectively gave the quarry companies carte blanche to do whatever they wanted with most of the Portland landscape. At that time, there was very little regard for the long-term environment, and none at all for the landscape and ecology. We are now seeing the legacy of this. With increasing mechanisation and the wildly fluctuating demands, the effect on the landscape of Portland's plateau has been greater in the last 60 years or so than that of all the previous workings in the island's entire history. This is ironic, as the industry now employs but a tiny fraction of men that it used to. It is still important, but it is no longer the staple industry. Increasingly sophisticated machinery on a huge scale has totally transformed the working of the Portland stone quarries. It takes very few men to operate the machinery, and innovations have increased productivity manyfold. One innovation is the introduction of mining in Bowers Quarry by Albion Stone, and it is to eternal regret that this system of removing the stone could not have been employed before the destruction of so many of the historic fields within the Top Hill landscape. Centuries of quarrying has left the island with the very last vestige of its original pastoral landscape. The fields between Southwell and Portland Bill are the habitat of many rare species of plants and insects. It is also an important landfall for migrating birds. The fields contain archaeological treasures, some known and some yet to be revealed. The pattern of strip fields, established more than 1,000 years ago, can never be recreated if it is lost. Can the destruction of all this ever be justified? What's the price of this for the sake of extracting stone for a few more years? Will this benefit Portland's long-term economy at all? Can the removal of fields on the Jurassic Coast now be justified in the national interest? What will future generations of Portlanders and visitors say if we deprive them of the beautiful panorama and seascape which unfolds as you leave Southwell and head towards Portland Bill? It is a truly unique area and is surely worthy of preservation. Portland has given so much to the world and continues to do so with pride. There is still great demand for this fine stone, but there is plenty of stone left in our existing quarries. There is no need to sacrifice yet more of this precious landscape so worthy of its World Heritage status.
Coast.